Hey everybody, welcome back to this special edition of Going the Distance, where I'm reviewing the concerts that I went to. I'm reviewing the Stained concert that I went to this past Sunday, and y'all, it was absolutely amazing. The gates opened at 4 o'clock, so we got there early. Got there, got my seats, got my souvenirs, and then we had the show started at 5:30, but the first act didn't come out till 5:45, and that first act was Lakeview, and I'd never heard of Lakeview, so I'm not, they sounded okay. I wouldn't, you know, I felt like they were a little out of place, but you know, that's just me. You guys can listen to them. Let me know what you guys think. But I was there mostly to see Daughtry, Breaking Benjamin, and Stain. Those were the three that I knew, so those were the three that, you know, I was excited to see. So Lakeview did their set, went off stage, and then Daughtry came out. And I had seen Daughtry as a headliner before, and I was kind of like, he revived himself in my eyes on Sunday night. He came out, he started with a song called The Reckoning, which is a new song from his upcoming album, which actually gets released tomorrow. So I'm doing this on September 26th, so that album comes out on September 27th. So he was out promoting that album. And so he came out, sang 9 songs. He started and ended with new songs. But in between, he sang his big hits. But he started with The Reckoning, which sounded great. It was more hard rock than what we were used to hearing from Daughtry. But then he went into singing Separate Ways, Worlds Apart. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there. And that is a Journey cover. Now, he released that as a duet with the lead singer from Hailstorm. And I thought they did a great rendition of that song. But to hear him sing it by himself, he killed it, y'all. He did great. And he had smoke coming out of the stage, and it sounded great. But he did Separate Ways, and then he did a song called Pieces, which is a single that he released from his upcoming album, dropping tomorrow. And then he said, let's take it back to where it all started back in 2005. So next year is going to be 20 years we've had Daughtry on the scene. And he's saying, it's not over. And y'all, when he sang that song, that place they sang every word. They knew every word. They sang it. They loved it. And he sounded great on it. You can hear the emotion in it. And then he sang a song called The Dam, which is a new one that he's just recently, it's going to be his new single. So he wanted to try it out, and it sounded good. Again, hard rock. And then he went into playing 2 older songs in Home and Over You. Now, both of those are 2 of my favorite songs from him. In fact, it used to be Home and Over You, but now I think it's Over You and then Home. Because just the emotion you hear in his voice when he's singing new songs. He was ready to quit music when he wrote Home. But he said, I'm going to give it one more shot. And went on American Idol, and look what he's doing now. But then he did songs like, after he did Over You, which the crowd loved, he sang Heavy as the Crown, which is a song from his last album. And then he ended with Artificial, which is a new song from the new album. So I thought, okay, he didn't sing that many songs. He'll come out throughout the night with Breaking Benjamin and Stained. He didn't. He was done after that. But he still put on a heck of a show. And then, y'all, Breaking Benjamin came out. And this is the very first time I've seen Breaking Benjamin or Stained. But we're going to tackle Breaking Benjamin first, because they came out, they sang 15 songs, and the crowd went wild. This the amphitheater went. They had a screen in front. They came out. The arena went black. They started playing their first song, "Failure," in the set. When the drums came in, the screen dropped and the lights came on and it was red. And they sounded great. They were rocking. Everybody knew every single song to every single word to every single song they sang. And the place was so loud I could feel my chest vibrating. They loved it so much. But they sang all of their big hits. "Failure," "Until the End," "Red Cold River," which was phenomenal. "Evil Angel," "Blow Me Away," "Follow," just everything. And then they took it back. About middle of the show, they took it back to "Polyamorous," which was their very first single. And and then when they sang "Dear Agony," which is actually my favorite song from them, Ben's vocals sounded great all night. Ben just it's definitely, when I say it's an experience, because I knew I loved Breaking Benjamin, but I had no idea everybody else felt the same way I did. That crowd absolutely just erupted when they came out. And you ask if I would go see him again? Yes, I would. Just like I would go see the concert that I saw a few days before. I would definitely go see those guys again. I would see Breaking Benjamin again and just have the experience that I had, because the light show was phenomenal. In fact, they did something that I had never really thought about. With each song they sang, they had the album cover that the song came from behind them. Now, granted, you couldn't really see it. The band was in a silhouette type thing because the lights were darker on the band, so you could see more of the stage. But in the background, you would have, like when they sang "Polyamorous," it was the album cover to that album. When they sang "Dear Agony," it was the album cover. And they had some pretty creative. When they sang "The Diary of Jane," "Phobia," the album cover for "Phobia" was there. And then when they sang songs like "So Cold," that one came up. And everybody sang and participated. And even Ben said, when he started the show, he said, "We like to sing. We want you guys to sing along with us. That way we know you guys are having a good time." And they knew, he would know, they would know that we were having a good time just from the atmosphere, just from everything that was going on. And then and the mark of it was they left you wanting more. So at the end of the night, now granted, I knew this because this is one of their biggest hits. "The Diary of Jane" was the last song they sang. And I saw that one, I figured it, but it left you wanting more. Like, could there be a few more songs that you could sing just to stay out here, just to keep it going? But they were hard rocking. They sounded great. The guitars were great. The drums were just absolutely phenomenal. And would I go see Breaking Benjamin? Yes, I would. I'd go see him again without hesitation. And then in between the sets, they would play the bumper music. So I want to say this was I want to think it was, if I can remember right, between Breaking Benjamin and Stained. They did their bumper music and they sang Linkin Park throughout the night, because at the theater they sing, or yeah, the venue, they sing they play the bumper music of the type of music that you're there to see. So Thursday night they played a lot of 90s music. Sunday night they played a lot of early 2000s hard rock, and they played some Linkin Park. Now they played One Step Closer. They played just several songs from Linkin Park, but the one that stuck out to me the most was when they played In the End. And when they played In the End, they let Mike sing his thing, and then the crowd sang Chester's part, and it made me feel so good because it was like people still remember Chester from, and will always remember Chester. No matter how long it's been since he's passed, they still remember him. But that's beside the point. I just wanted to put that in as a sidebar. But then as they're getting ready, another screen drops, and this screen says Stained on it. And as it gets closer to time, you see the lights, back there getting ready. And when they get ready to play the first song, the venue goes dark. And then when Stained came out to play the first of their 15 songs they sang, what was stained that was white turned orange. And that's because that's how the lights were on stage. And the screen dropped, and there was Stained. And they started out with their song Lowest in Me. Now, they released their Confessions of the Fallen album last year. So this was the leg of the tour for Confessions of the Fallen. So Lowest in Me was actually the first single from that album, which I thought was perfect that they started out with that song. And it was just hard rock. Aaron's vocals were just raw, and just you could hear emotion in that. And because this was the first album they had released in 12 years. And you can really see, going to this concert on Sunday, you can see the progression in Stained's music, and you can hear the difference between Stained's music and Aaron by himself. And you can see how Aaron's grown in the music industry. So they played a lot of the favorite hits. In fact, it was funny. I just kept looking up at Stained and Breaking Benjamin both, just in disbelief that I was seeing these bands live. I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, these are bands I grew up with. These are bands that I've sung songs with for years. And here I am hearing them live. And the songs that I was really, really happy that Stained sang were songs like Right Here and Outside and So Far Away and For You. And It's Been a While. And anybody who knows Stained knows that It's Been a While is their biggest hit. One of their biggest. And the person that was beside me absolutely loved Stained. But and sang every word to the songs. And then, so they did 13 songs to start out with. Did their encore, came back and started their encore with It's Been a While. And they sounded like nobody else. And it just, everybody sang every word. And then, as It's Been a While ended, I guess people thought that was the end because people started filing out. And I thought, no, the lights haven't come up yet. So why are you going to leave before the lights come up? And they came out and they ended the show with their very, very, very first single called Mud Shovel. And that was a hit, but it wasn't well known like It's Been a While and Breaking the Cycle, because Breaking the Cycle was their breakthrough album. No pun intended. Breaking the Cycle, breakthrough album. No pun. But, I mean, people who knew Stain knew Mud Shovel they were going to play Mud Shovel. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, you need to play this on this, on this, on this. And then people started leaving after it's been a while. And I thought, why are you leaving? They haven't played the one song most people probably came to hear. And that was the 15th song. And again, like Breaking Benjamin, Stained left you wanting more, because there were still songs that I wish they had played that they didn't play. Songs like Believe, which is one of my favorites from them. But just the fact to hear It's Been a While, So Far Away, Outside, which Outside has a good story. It actually has Fred Durst in it on the live version. If you have a chance, listen to it. And anybody who's listened to my video about Stained before, Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit actually discovered Stained and heard Aaron's voice and heard their sound and loved their sound and got a meeting with them and actually got the demo tape from somebody, because Fred was a tattoo artist. So he got the demo tape and listened to it and loved them. Went to a live show and said, I need to sign these guys, and signed them to his record. And that's where their first album came out. And then when Breaking the Cycle came out, that's when they moved record labels, and that was their breakthrough. But again, check out Stained. Check out the live videos from Stained. And if you guys ever have a chance, go see Stained live. Go see Breaking Benjamin live. You won't regret it. And you will leave there if you're already a fan and love them before, you're going to be a bigger fan of them after seeing them live, because it happened to me. And I've always had Stained and Breaking Benjamin and Daughtry in my top 10 list. But now I'm starting to rethink the order that I have them in my top 10, because I feel like I need to add Stained and Breaking Benjamin higher than I had them before. So I might do a video doing my top 10 bands, and you guys let me know what you think. But as always, I want you guys to like the videos, comment on the videos, like my page, or like my comment on the videos, and subscribe to the page, because that really helps me. So I'm sorry I got a little tongue-tied there, y'all. But again, you guys have a chance to go see them live, go see them. You guys won't regret it. So thank you guys, and have a good day.